Welcome back to What's Up Oxford. We're here on our favorite part of the set. We're on STEM camp. I know, STEM camp. Welcome. We've got Molly and Celine.
Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
It's really great to be
welcome back. Really quickly, guys, tell us what STEM camp is.
So we're a not-for-profit children's summer camp, started in 2013 with 2 locations, 80 campers. Now we are looking for 2018 at 77 locations with an estimated 20,000 campers as well.
Wow. Started in Woodstock.
So yeah, it's very exciting. It's grown very big.
It's very exciting. So,
what are we doing today?
What are we doing? This is exciting.
Well,
got a table covered of everything.
Every year we have different themes for each STEM camp week. So for the first 4 weeks you have a different theme.
Yep.
And one of our themes this summer is Space Week. So we thought that it would be interesting to introduce different technologies that were developed by NASA, but that we use in everyday life today.
Yeah, so
very cool.
right.
All right.
So these are all things that we would not have if we didn't have space travel and space exploration.
All right.
Where do we start?
We're going to start down here.
Okay.
So the first thing is a laptop, a portable computer. So that is something that was developed by NASA because they needed technology that was compact and a lot smaller than the big original computers that we had, because for the astronauts to bring this up into space with them, obviously they have a limited space to work with, so it was something that they needed.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does.
Secondly, we have the portable wireless vacuum.
Wow, okay.
Now that's an interesting, like how it started with NASA. When they go on the moon, they want to gather samples and stuff like that of what they find under the surface of the moon.
Yeah.
So they had to develop a wireless drill that allowed them to go retrieve samples, but it translated into the wireless handheld vacuum in our homes.
That is fascinating.
Yeah,
so cool. Not know that.
Stuff that you use every day that you really don't know. The next thing we have are LED lights. So we have here just a little LED flashlight.
That's perfect.
They originally started to assist the astronauts when in trying to grow plants and trying to work with bringing life to their travels and everything like that. So they've used LED lights now. They're used obviously in little things like this, but they also use them in things like hospitals for like healing purposes and everything like that. But it is something that's very handy to keep around in a blackout especially.
Absolutely, yeah.
And also, Molly, there's the red LEDs that they use for growing the plants when they're up in space.
Yeah.
So that didn't just happen in the Matt Damon movie?
It's a real thing.
That's exciting.
Grow potatoes?
I'm guessing they're not growing potatoes.
My personal favorite is the wireless headphones.
There we go.
I'm sure you girls can relate to this. It's like when you're working out, you don't want that cord in the way.
Oh, yes.
That was life-changing to not drop my phone on the
See,
ground.
I haven't switched yet. I was actually biking this morning and my phone went flying as my wire went. So these would be very handy.
But because in the space shuttle, you're very limited in space and you have a lot of things going on, so they needed to develop technology where they would not have the wires in the way. And that would be small enough to be comfortable.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean,
good.
for me, it's constantly getting the headphone wire tangled and stuff. Like if you're going on the elliptical, it gets caught, it gets ripped out,
right?
everything just falls apart.
Yeah, that was
You gotta hold for a second.
Make that switch.
Yeah.
That's
All
fantastic.
right. Sold. I need a switch.
So another surprising one is actually baby food. So here we have some baby formula.
Okay.
And then we've also got just some regular Apple baby food.
Yeah.
This stuff was developed by NASA because of the fact that it makes it non-perishable. So the nutrients that are in this can last, like it can sit on the shelf. It's not something that has to stay in a fridge, but the child is able to get the nutrients that they need in an easy and quick way. So in astronaut food, that was a big thing when you think like freeze-dried food and all the non-perishables. They need the nutrients, but they don't necessarily have the fresh produce and
I don't think
everything
there's
to
kale
get
salad
it
on
from.
the moon.
No, no, I really don't think so. But yeah, so that's where that came from, and a lot of different baby food companies have adapted that technology and used it in order to give them the nutrients that they need.
Very cool.
All right.
And last but not least, is Tang.
Oh, okay.
So,
Quite
Tang,
extremes.
like because bringing a lot of different containers filled with liquids, like when they're going up in space, they have to take for account the space and also the weight. Yeah. So with Tang being a powder that you can just mix into existing water containers, that made it a lot simpler and allowed them to have orange juice up there in space.
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. And there was definitely a lot of competitions. Like I read a lot of soft drink companies and everything have, you know, tried to get their stuff to be used in space and have tried to, you know, use their product. But to bring a case of something is way less efficient than bringing a little box with powder that you can get however many glasses of stuff out of.
That makes a lot of sense. So it does. So tell us about the space part of STEM Camp then this year. So what else will the kids be learning?
They will be doing all kinds of experiments. They will be building spacesuits. They will be helping. I'm trying to remember all the activities because there's like 15 to 20 activities, different activities that are done each week and according to the theme. So they'll be learning about exploring like the rocks. Like what kind of rocks would they probably find on Mars or on different planets? So they'll be creating their own geodes. And what else, Molly? I can't really remember offhand.
One of the biggest, most exciting things is that we've partnered up with the CSA, the Canadian Space Agency. We have tons and tons of resources from them that we are able to use in our camps. And we have actually started this new thing where campers are able to ask the astronauts questions. So we have a Facebook page that they can go to and comment any question that they want to ask an astronaut. We are actually able to pass those off, and we're working on some like video conferencing and everything, so the campers actually get to have their questions answered in real time by actual astronauts with the CSA.
That's incredible.
That's incredible. STEM Camp sounds very fun.
I know. I want to go. So tell us how we can find out more information about STEM Camp, because I know this is the time whenever registrations are starting to happen. So
Sure. So if you visit stemcamp.ca, the registration process is very easy. It's all online, as everything is now. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I mean, you just go on and you look at all the different location pages, and it's so easy to find where you want to go and the different weeks that are offered.
I love what I do, but I always feel like Molly has a much more fun job someday. I really do think that.
That's what we've got time for today.
That's all we got.
See you next time on What's Up Oxford.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
That he fell. Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Via?